Well, they're right, the 63%. And I believe that the primary purpose of a professor, at least in the humanities and social sciences, at a state university, is to teach the students, to educate generations of citizens. The standard load for a professor used to be at least 4 courses. It was then cut in the early 70s to 2. Now at many universities, professors feel that they are oppressed if they teach more than 1 course a semester. So they can devote the rest of their time to research. Well, research in chemistry and medicine, engineering, that may be of some importance. Having taught for a long time in the academic world, I have seen very little research published by the humanities that was more important than teaching a class and stimulating minds. Now, I think professors should indeed be required to teach 4 courses. Small classes are an answer to nothing except a professor's lighter workload. The best universities like Harvard put their best minds before 300 students. It's much better to have a great mind teaching 300 students than a mediocrity teaching 20. So they should teach large numbers of students and get their ideas across to large numbers of students. Professors should also do the work of grading their essays and papers. You see, within the 2 courses that a professor teaches, they don't even read the papers, many of them. Now, there's no way you can know what a student is learning unless you read the examination yourself. And finally, I think professors should indeed be taught on a free market principle of students being allowed to choose what courses they take, and if they take my courses more than anybody else's, then the salary should reflect that. In that, I'm simply quoting the great free market philosopher Adam Smith. Adam Smith had been a professor in Scotland, and he compared the rigorous Scottish universities, and they were where the best doctors were trained, the best theologians, compared with Oxford and Cambridge, which were totally slothful institutions. Edward Gibbon describes his brief stay at Oxford and the class he had where the professor showed up the first day and they had their lessons prepared. Gibbon didn't show up the second day but wrote an excuse. Third day didn't even write an excuse. The professor seemed just delighted that his one pupil had faded away. Why? Because he got a salary. So Adam Smith said, pay them teachers on the basis of how many students they bring in. That will require them to do a good job. And the German universities were run on that model until into the 19th century. So a salary with teaching 2 courses a semester or less just does not give the people of Oklahoma their money's worth.